Alright, I'm going to be doing some micro pigmenting today. I've actually been getting my eyebrows done for probably like 4 years at this point. And yeah, to be honest, when we moved to Toronto, I thought prices over here to get your eyebrows microbladed are absolutely outrageous. I was like, I just can't justify it. It's just too expensive. So I looked into like, why is it so expensive? Like, how much do tools cost? So as I was looking into the process, I was like, this is kind of straightforward. I kind of think I would be able to do that myself. So had a look online, and yes, while I will say my equipment is not the big brand equipment, I got it for a reasonable price, affordable price. I probably would have paid what I would have paid to get them done once here, which sometimes can go up to $300 per session, and I just couldn't justify that. So for that money, I bought all of my equipment myself. So I bought the machine, the needles, the pigment, the numbing cream, and all the little bits and pieces that you need for it. And what I thought I'd do is I'd take you through the process and show you how I do it myself. I'm not saying this is how you should do it. There's certain techniques out there that people think are better, but I do what has worked for me. So again, to give you context, I probably would have gotten mine done professionally like 3 times in Ireland. And what I would suggest, if you consider doing this yourself, go get them done before, because what I thought was the tricky part, the shape. The actual doing, that's no problem. I'll show you how easy that is. But it's the, you know, when they do all the measuring with their tools and the lineup, making sure that they're symmetrical, like that's where I can see people fail and say that it doesn't work out. You should go get them done professionally, and I agree. Like that part, you need to get them professionally. Go get them done at least once, maybe twice, so that your lines, and I'll show you. This is why I look crazy, by the way. I have nothing on my eyebrows, and they really need to get done. You see, like you can still kind of see the outline, and I'll zoom in a little bit more later on if that helps. So yeah, it's important for you to see the lines so that you can then draw over it with an eyebrow pen and then go in and start your micro needling, pigmenting, whatever the term is. So yeah, this is now my 3rd time doing it myself. So in total, I've gotten it done 6 times. The more often you get it done, the less you'll have to go in and do it yourself. So last time I did these myself, that was 8 months ago, I believe. And they're still on, like you see, there's still a shape there. It's not like I run around without eyebrows. I overdrew my eyebrows when I was like, overplucked my eyebrows when I was like 13, and they never grew back the way they were. So I actually have like a ton of bald spots, and that's why I started doing this initially. And I love it, you know, it does the job. You can go swimming and not worry about coming out looking like the girl from The Ring. So let me show you my setup here. Maybe before I do that first, I'll just zoom in just to give you a bit of, hang on, I know this is very close. I feel very uncomfortable right now. I want to fix this part here at the beginning, and then all of this needs to darken up. Do you see how like sparse my eyebrows are? I also need to be aware of this little spot. So this is a birthmark. My dad has a ton of them. Sorry, I literally look crazy. But I need to always skip over this. I can't go over that because you never know. Like, you don't want to be messing with your birthmarks or moles or anything like that. Let me actually show you my setup here on my desk. So I have some cling film for my machine. So this is my micro pigmenting machine. It's not, honestly, I got it pretty cheap off AliExpress. You know, I know that there's better equipment out there, but to be honest, this has worked with me very well. It has a couple of settings. What I do is I wrap it in cling film as well as this tape to just basically protect it from pigment going all over it. Treat your stuff right, then it would last longer. Yes, this happened yesterday. You know what, they've been 2 weeks old, so I'm not even mad about it. I need to get them done or do them next week. I actually do my nails myself as well. Then these are the needles that go into the machine, and what they look like is, look like this. It's like one tiny needle in there and it stabs your skin. It's kind of like a tattooing machine, right? Then I have some coconut oil that I put on my eyebrows, because honestly the healing process, you need that stuff, right? Either that or Bepanthen, that also works. Then I have this thing with these little caps. Literally you can get these for like $1 on Wish. Like that's how cheap these are. And you can pop that in there for your pigment, which is this thing. So I have these, right? But honestly I got them really cheap, and I was a bit iffy about them because it's all in Chinese and I don't know what's in them, and it kind of freaks me out. I used them before and they work perfectly, but I just got this one off Amazon. Again, still totally in Chinese, but the fact that I got it off Amazon makes it less questionable to me. So this is just like a dark brown, which is perfect for my eyebrows. And then I have these. Yes, I know what you're thinking of. They look like condoms. They're not. They're finger gloves, right? What a weird thing. The reason why I use these is basically because I hate gloves. Like, you just sweat in them. So I just use these. Very effective. And did I go through everything? I think so. So let me show you how I wrap the machine. Sorry, the machine. And get back to you. Actually, before I start the wrapping, I just wanted to show you that I also have these things. So this is the caddy that I keep all of my skin stuff in. And I have like a lash lifting kit. I also do my own eyebrows. I laminate them. And then I also have a micro needling machine, which is also something that I do myself. I can do a video on this as well if people are interested. I don't know, man. Okay, let's do this whole voiceover thing. How weird. But what I was going to say, so with the wrapping, the only thing I'll say is what I did wrong here is, so I did the cling film, and then what I was meant to do is I was meant to put in the needle before I strapped the wrap around. So that's what I would change. So put the needle on and then put the wrap on. I will now go in and what I'll do is I will basically draw one line from, I'm lifting my mirror, from here all the way to here, and then one line above from here all the way to here, and then connect the two lines, making sure that everything is symmetrical. Are you okay? Okay, so here I'm just getting the ink ready, and I'm popping in plenty of it so that whenever I get ink with the machine, I don't touch the bottom. You don't want to be breaking your needle, so make sure you have enough in there. And then here I started microblading, and shortly after this I realized that the battery was flashing, so I just went off camera, did one brow, and then basically just pop on some numbing cream, some cling film to keep it soft, and then the other brow is just going to numb away, and I'll show all the different steps on this brow. So with the strokes, you'll notice that I do short strokes, and I go over each area loads of times, because the truth is that you really have to go over an area like 6 or 7 times to get proper payoff. Like if I was to wipe all of this away, you'd barely see a line there. Like that's how much you have to go in. It takes ages to do one brow. I think for one brow, it took me around 40 minutes to completely finish it. But yeah, let me show you these steps. So what you do is you do the outline so that when you wipe away the ink, you can still see. And then you kind of fill it in. The purpose is not really to fill it in for the color. You're filling it in so that when you pop in the numbing cream on, it can just go everywhere. It gets into the skin quicker if it's already penetrated. So what I do here is I am grabbing some coconut oil and I'm going in there. I only really just use this for microblading. That's the only purpose that I use this oil for. But what I do is I wipe off all the dry ink off my brows so that I can pop the numbing cream on and let that numb away while I do the other brow. Oh yeah, and the numbing cream that I'm using is, it's called Dr. Numb. I just got it on Amazon for like 20 or 30 bucks. And then I just pop some cling film on. You don't want that to dry out because then it doesn't work. So then I went off camera and finished my other brow. And there we go. That's what it looks like now. I know it looks very dark, but what happens is it usually dries out and then the dark scab falls off, and what's left is, you know, it's usually a shade or two lighter than what you see here. So that's why I usually go with dark brown. But yeah, so now that the other brow is numb, I'm going to show you all the steps to get it that color. Right, I had to get a cough drop because no one ever tells you that these voiceovers dry out your throat so much. But yeah, let's go through the steps. Again, starting off at the tail of the brow and just kind of working my way in. And what I feel like I haven't shown as well in this video is just how many times you have to go over it to get the full color payoff. Honestly, you probably have to go around 12 or 13 times over the same spot for it to turn that dark, you know. You'll also see me bleed quite a bit. So I always try to picture trying to microblade a helium balloon without popping it, and that just automatically makes me go a little bit gentler and softer on my eyebrows. And you'll also see me trying to go around my birthmarks. I'm trying not to touch it. The other thing that I wanted to mention is when I did the other brow first, I honestly had 2 moments where I was like, holy crap, why am I filming this? I have no idea what I'm doing. You know, it's been so long since I did it the last time. But honestly, the more you fill in, just don't give up. The more you fill in, the more you'll see those lines. The darker we'll get, the happier you're going to be with how this is turning out. So don't give up, keep going, keep going. I know it's taking ages to get it this dark, but you'll get there. Don't panic. May I also say that I have no idea what I was thinking putting on bronzer all over my face. Look at the state of me. Don't do what I do. Don't wear makeup when you do this. So we're just on the final stretch now, almost done. You could say, hey look, it's dark, leave it there, leave it where it is. But I always say, you know, don't do things half-heartedly. You know, just making sure that everything has the same color, so I'm being super particular about it. And yeah, went back in, darkened them up, and now what I do is I just clean everything off and pop some coconut oil on. Alright, so that is my eyebrows pretty much done now. So 2 things that I wanted to hit on. Be prepared for this to be messy. I mean, if you saw what I have here in front of me on my desk, check out all of these, you know. It's a messy business, and that's why I wrap up my machine. That's why what I do after this is I'll unwrap this, remove the needle, pop the needle back into this, and then that goes in the garbage. Just make sure nobody gets hurt. And then I give everything a wipe down, put it back in my caddy. The other thing I wanted to chat about is the healing process, because I realized that's a bit of a painful one, as in like not literally painful, but it's just an annoying process. So for the healing process, expect for that to be a full week. Some say it's 2 weeks, but for me it's always a full week. So usually what I do is the way you saw the way I put the coconut oil on my eyebrows. Usually I just put that on and keep my eyebrows wet with the coconut oil for the full 2 weeks. Make sure that they're never dry. Tomorrow, I know for a fact, when I wake up, they'll be black. They'll be so dark. I'll feel so uncomfortable. And my trick for that is to just wear glasses. You know, if you have blue light glasses, if you actually wear glasses, do that, because glasses honestly just cover your eyebrows and you're just not constantly aware that, you know, people see your dark eyebrows, whatever. So that's my trick. Wear glasses for the next full week. And then what I do is, so you kind of, with the healing process, it will kind of come in stages. So tomorrow they'll be super dark. In 2 or 3 days, I know that they'll get really crusty. So if you try not to sneeze, I mean, how can you try not to sneeze? But like sneezing hurts, because what happens is if you move your face, your eyebrows will just like crunch together and it will just hurt. So once they kind of stop hurting, you can touch them and you'll feel the crust. Actually, try not to touch them at all. You know, if you can, try not to work out. It's a hard one, but try not to work out. Try not to go out into the sun. It's winter now, so I won't have that problem. But just always keep them wet with the coconut oil or bepanthen or any sort of soothing cream. That won't affect it. Honestly, stick to coconut oil. Like, everyone has coconut oil at home. It's pretty easy. And then what I do is, once it starts flaking, try not to peel. Well, who am I to talk? I always peel, which is so bad. But try not to touch it. I know it's gonna be super annoying and you just wanna like get the crust off. But try not to do that. So yeah, usually I know that so today is Sunday morning, I know that by next Sunday, it'll be completely healed. All the crust will fall off. And I'll have the finished results. I usually never touch up, you know, the way like some people book appointments and then you go in for a touch-up appointment. But I've also gotten my eyebrows done for years, so it's not going to be a new process where I need to go on and I'm going to have empty patches. That's pretty much it. That was my process. I really hope people get inspired by this. Honestly, when people say, oh, it's cheap equipment, blah blah, cheap is not always bad. You know, what I do is, yes, I've gotten a lot of this stuff off eBay, AliExpress, Amazon, but honestly, read the reviews. If that works for others, why would it not work for you? You know, like, we don't need to spend $300, $400 to get our eyebrows done. We can do that ourselves. You know, buy the stuff. Yes, you're gonna pay for the equipment once off, but then you can do that for the rest of your life. You know, like, you don't need to always go and spend crazy money on these things. You can do it yourself. Eyebrows still very dark. Not as tender anymore, but they're starting to feel a little tight, and they're super dark still. So we put the glasses on. Okay, so here we are, another day. Eyebrows are doing well. They're not sore or anything. I have 2 cracks, one here and one here. You can see how scabby they've gotten, and I would say they will start peeling tomorrow. Okay, here's another close-up. Now, I have a ton of coconut oil on it, but you can still see the cracks. So check this out. Super flaky. It's gonna start coming off today, I think. Alright, I am buzzing because all my scab is off. So it started coming loose yesterday, and the truth is I have done a bit of peeling. Guilty. But I'm going to zoom you in and show you what they look like now. So bear in mind, I have no product on. Usually I would go in and fill them in a little bit. So I'll do that once they're fully healed. So you'll see they're still a bit raw here, because in the healing process, when I had the scab, I just did a lot of this, so they started cracking, and you'll see a little bit of like redness over there. Plus there's still dry skin on. Look, when I do this, you see how like there's dry skin here. It's pretty gross. But yeah, this is with no product on. So usually I'd fill these in every morning. Yesterday was bad because they got like, it was almost like a sore itchiness, if that makes sense. So I just, you know, when it starts cracking and stuff, I just started playing around with it a little bit, but they did come loose very easily. So yeah, this is what it looks like now. You zoom out again, don't need to be that up close. But what else was I going to say? So yeah, they're still healing obviously, but I think I'm gonna stop my video here. Wrong way around. There you go. I think I'm gonna stop my video here, and I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it gave you a bit of courage to try this yourself. You know, you can do this. You don't need to go pay all that money. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video.